everyone, Silwnt here, and yeah, you know what I'm gonna say. Well, what can I say about this film? Having to go over it would make me feel bad, since I'm such a fan of his work. The film itself doesn't have much to it that it's hard to think of how to rate it or even what to say of it. But it's something I must do. And I think I know what to say about it. Well, it is time to look at one more film from Don Bluth. Theatrically, anyway. And this one is considered by many to be one of the worst films from him. And this film is called A Troll in Central Park. A troll named Stanley is very different from all the other trolls, for he's the only one with literally a green thumb that can grow flowers, and even has a nice personality. But because flowers aren't allowed where he lives, he secretly grows them in his home, until his powers are noticed. Thus, Gnorga, the queen of trolls, banishes him to Central Park in New York City, where two kids named Gus and Rosie walk into the park and come across him underground beneath a bridge. And the rest of it has Stanley showing his powers to the kids, while Gnorga finds what Stanley's doing and tries to rid him once and for all. Yeah, and the story problems and continuity go along with it. Like how Gnorga takes Stanley to Central Park without knowing about it, or thinking nothing grows there, or how the underground of the park has no flowers, yet Stanley grows them there anyway, or even when Gus's boat breaks and Stanley's fixing of it causes it to change sizes, or how Stanley's dreamboat is said to come from nowhere, yet it's just Gus's boat that Stanley changes into it, or how on earth did they end up in Stanley's dream, or how does Rosie's crying give Gnorga such joy, or how come in the end Gus was able to get a green thumb, or why Stanley didn't get unstoned after Gnorga turned into Posey. Oh gosh, just make some sense of these things! Even if a couple things do make sense. But where the story is the most lacking, the most decent of the film are the songs. And there are only 3 of them. Queen of Mean, the villain song sung by Gnorga, has an upbeat tune and lyrics that serve her character. It's not good, but it's okay. Absolutely Green, sung by Stanley, is a nice one. It has a calming tune and lyrics that kind of define the quote-unquote environmental side of the film, which there's hardly any, but it's still a fine song. And the last song, Welcome to My World, also sung by Stanley, is another fine one, with again another calming tune, and such. So of course all of these songs are okay, with little to no memorable lyrics. And the actors voicing the characters are okay. Dom DeLuise voices Stanley, Cloris Leachman voices Queen Gnorga, Charles Nelson Riley voices King Lort, Haley Mills voices Hillary, Jonathan Pryce voices Alan, Philip Glacier voices Gus, and Tawny Sunshine Glover voices Rosie. As a whole, this movie is pretty much nothing. The characters aren't the best, the story is nothing much, the animation is okay, and the songs are decent. While people say that this is the worst film from directors Don Bluth and Gary Goldman, they are pretty much right. But I still think the songs and the animation make up for it, although not entirely. Some story points and continuity get in the way, and with this being the only leading role for Dom DeLuise, I don't quite see it as the worst, but it's still bad, considering how hard it is to hate a film from one of my favorite directors. So basically, I have no exact rating for this movie. Which means the movie is rated between 2 and 2.5 stars. But if I wanted to be honest, I'd rate it 2 stars. But not to the point of destroying the movie. So thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook or Twitter, and tune you next week for a new video.